And what's up, YouTube fam? It's Yechu Lamb, Lights Out Nation. And today we're diving into a topic that's often swept under the rug, which is scams in the hip hop industry. From aspiring artists to seasoned professionals, no one is immune from the deceptive practices that lurk behind the glitz and the glamour of the hip hop industry. And the first point I'd like to come to is the fake promise of stardom. One of the most common scams in hip hop and in the world is shady promoters, managers that prey on dreams of up and coming artists, offering them bogus deals, promising to catapult them to the top of the charts, whatever. And all too often, these promises are nothing more than smoke and mirrors. Artists leave high and dry with empty pockets and shattered dreams, and it's really depressing. And I understand how how discouraging it could be to up and coming artists too to be going through these certain things. It's low down. It's really bad. And which brings me to my next point, which is the pay to play schemes. Basically, another really popular and prominent and infamous scheme is the pay to play scheme. Whether it's opening for a major artist, securing a festival spot, like for an exorbitant, just outrageous amount of money. Like, and don't get me wrong, not everything is free in the industry. In fact, a lot of things are not free when trying to pursue this industry or this medium as a job or a career. But there's certain things that are just outrageous. Like there's a couple companies that are charging artists $300 just to perform. I think it is a 10-minute, like 10 minutes set. I've seen stuff just like that. It's all this. It's basically pay to play. Like you can do whatever. It don't matter. There's nothing filtering it. There's nothing guarding it. You can do whatever as long as you have the right amount of money. And all too often, those are the type of scams that get artists excited. Like I'm gonna blow up, or like it's worst case scenario. They put you in a position where you think you're gonna do all this. You think you're gonna be touring. You think you're gonna be doing this, but you just gonna get them money, and then you'll never hear from them again. There's so many scams going around like that. I can't even count them all. It's so many scams going around like that. So I just want everybody to be aware of that too. Cause I know people that are charging like thousands just to do stuff like have songs put on a mixtape with a bunch of other artists that nobody's heard of, and they're only pushing it to like a bunch of other unknown sources that nobody's really interested in. That basically it's taking your money and you're not getting any reward or benefit from it really. So that's one point. That's the pay to play aspect of it. And I could touch on a lot more, but I don't want to make the video too long. But that's one aspect of a scam within the industry, I think, that qualifies. So on to the next point, which would be predatory contracts. Okay. And then the contracts. Like, don't even get me started on the contract. Too often, artists fall victim to predatory contracts that exploit their talent and trap them in a never-ending cycle of debt, servitude, from unfair royalty splits, shady clauses that strip artists of creative control. These contracts are designed to benefit the execs and leave the artist struggling, barely making ends meet. Like you see, there's been a couple artists like Chief Keef, perfect example, who's been signed for $1 million deal before. Like I don't, and I'm not. I make music myself. I market music myself. I'm not gonna claim I know everything about everything, but I know that just from Chief Keef's music, his image and style, and I don't mean to call it a specific or particular rapper out or anything like that. I'm just using the example because I can't think of another name off the top of my head. But you give an artist like that, these labels know that certain artists are never gonna make that return on investment back for them. So in turn, what they get, they're gonna take a gamble or make it appear like they're taking a gamble. But all while they still know if you don't pay them that $1 million, they advance you back. They still own you for the rest of your life until you do. So they're not sweating it anyway. They're gonna get their money back one way or another. Because from the moment you sign that contract, from that moment on, they own you until you have repaid them their money back. And another thing I want to touch on is advances. Advances are loans. Advances is not for you to get and then go out to take your whole family out to eat and then go buy as many cars as you want to, or buy all the new clothes. True enough, that can be written off into your branding, air quotes, and it can be written off as branding, but at the same time, that's not what that's for. That is money advanced to you, loaned to you against whatever sales they project that you're going to do. Like, no, what that money is for and what they're paying you for, they are paying you for your studio time, for your marketing, for your branding, things of that nature. It is not for you to splurge and blow. That's what I feel like so many artists don't understand either. Therefore, if you don't back that up, if you don't fulfill that obligation, they still own you until you do. And once again, I don't want to make the video too long, so I'll just stop right there and I'll go into more detail and maybe in a later video. But on to my next point. And the next point being the false promises of exposure. And, let's not forget the promise of exposure. Too often, artists get lured into working for free or at a deeply discounted rate under the guise of gaining exposure. But I'm here to tell you, exposure does not pay the bills, and artists deserve to be paid and paid fairly for the time and talent and hard work. A lot of people will try to get artists to work under the guise of, oh, well, you're not that on right now, you're not that popping right now, you're not that. But I just think if I was to show up to a regular 9 to 5, and my boss was to tell me that, oh, well, you're here, you're working, but unfortunately, I think you should get paid less than somebody else is doing your same job, or I think you should go without pay and just work off the strength, because this would be really good exposure for another opportunity for you. Like, if your boss told you that, you would look at him crazy, you probably walk off, right? Same thing with the music industry. Same thing with artists and songwriters and the talent. The ones that provide the talent should be paid as equally and as fairly as the executives that are in control of it. But a lot of time, that's how these DJs, that's how these producers, that's how some of these media outlets, everywhere try to get over on artists by telling them, oh, this is great exposure for you, so we shouldn't pay you. And don't get me wrong, there's certain avenues and things that should be paid, like paid advertising, like YouTube ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, any kind of thing like that. I view as completely worth it, and that is investing in yourself. That's another thing that a lot of quote unquote industry professionals will try to pawn off on up and coming artists is like, oh, you're afraid to invest in yourself, when they're telling you to give them your money for something that's only going to benefit them. Investing in yourself. What investing in yourself looks like? Investing in yourself, like I said, looks like Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads, influencer marketing, things like that. Things that you're gonna see a direct return, if not monetary, but you'll see a return on it when it comes to growth. You know what I'm saying? Don't invest in somebody else's vision. Invest in yours. That's what the definition of investing in yourself is. Investing in your vision, not because somebody told you, oh, since you didn't pay me $100 for this mixtape slot, you don't believe in yourself. No, that is not the case. What they're trying to say is, pay me, or you don't believe in yourself, which is totally different. That's not investing in yourself. That's giving money. That's throwing money into an empty pit that's never going to be filled. And that brings me perfectly into my next point, which is point number 5. Bogus marketing services. And, there's so-called marketing services that promise to boost an artist's online presence, your reach and everything like that. But beware, not all marketing agencies are created equal. Nothing more than elaborate scams designed to prey on desperate artists looking to expand their fan base. Before giving them your money, your hard-earned money, do your research, ask for references, beware of anyone who promises overnight success. And I can give you a couple examples too of what these quote-unquote marketing agencies really do too. Most of them go to something that's called a a stream farm, a click farm, or it's been called panels, SMS panel. It's been called a bunch of different things, but they get services dirt cheap, a lot of them. And like I said, I do marketing myself, and these are the things that I feel victim to when reaching out to people to market my music. Uh, I've seen other people fall victim to it, and basically what these sites, these people that go through these click forums, and they call them marketing resellers, but people that go through these click farms and these online services mostly, and I'm sure they're legit services. I found quite a few legit services that will actually sit down and break down what they're doing, how they're getting you the numbers they're getting you, showing you how they do it. But then on the other side of that, you have ones that just you can literally for streams on Spotify. There's a site that sells them for 17 cents per 1,000 streams. Like it's things like that. It's a bunch of sites too. That's why none of them can be stopped, and that's why there'll always be an infinite source of people that can scam people like that, because these sites exist and there's so many of them, so many different ones, that it's hard to regulate them and keep track or take them down, because as soon as you take one down, then another one pops right back up. Now, this is what I said earlier comes into play. Do your research. Do your research. Don't just take the word of somebody saying, hey, I can get you this for X amount of dollars, because one, real marketing, you can predict and project the reach of a marketing campaign, but no one can tell you the exact number of streams, views, or anything you are going to get from a marketing campaign. They can predict it. They can say between this and that, but they cannot tell you spot on, dead on the number, how many views or what exact results you're going to get from it, unless they already know the exact amount of numbers they paid for you. That's fake. That's bots. Don't fall for it. And now we're on to the next point. And that's point number 6 is expletive production deals. Okay. And last but not least, let's talk about expletive. Let's talk about production deals. And last but not least, let's talk about production deals. It's essential for artists to collaborate with producers and bring their vision to life. Producers take advantage of some of their position of power and they exploit artists for their own gain. Whether it's demanding excessive fees, claiming ownership of the master recordings, or anything in between, or anything around that spectrum. These deals can leave artists feeling trapped and powerless. It's time to hold producers more accountable and demand fair and better partnerships when it comes to dealing with artists and producers, and collaborations, and even collaborations between artists and artists. I've seen it too often. Like one artist will provide the beat, or not even that. Two artists will come together and they'll do production work together with both of their input being on it. Then one post it. Then the other one has a copyright claim or a YouTube ID claim or something on it, to where the other one can't use it without going and begging the one for permission. It can get really messy. I just think everything should be split equally if the equal amount of work is done. Now, if the producer makes the beat, engineers it, and all the artist does is come in and lay vocals, then maybe it's a little bit different. But if you're talking about from scratch, we go to the studio and we're both in there giving our input, both in there putting the work in. I think it's only right that it should be as close to 50-50 as possible. And that's just me. But I know other people have different opinions, and everybody have varying opinions on that subject alone. But that's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. Yeah. But in conclusion, the scams in the hip hop industry are a harsh reality. The artists must navigate on their journey to success, but by staying informed and standing up for their rights and supporting one another, artists can overcome these obstacles. Remember, knowledge is power, and together we can build a hip hop community that's built on integrity, transparency, and respect. Thank you for watching. Till next time, stay vigilant, stay savvy, and keep grinding. Peace. Hey yo, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your fellow artists. And be sure to subscribe for more content on navigating the music industry with confidence and integrity. And until next time, keep chasing your dreams and never settle for anything less than what you deserve.